So guys, today we'll be learning how to make a responsive hamburger menu using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So this is the finished project. So if I just come here and just decide to just reduce this, you see, if I just reduce this and change it to mobile, you see what we have here. So this is a mobile version. This is going to look on a mobile phone. Okay, so if I click here, you see how I have this link, this link like this. So I can also click here to toggle it back, and also have a nice transition here. Now, if I resize this, watch how this image also resize along with it. So I can also resize it like this. And if I get to this tablet version, you see that this button comes up, and I have this screen right here. So if I keep bringing it like this, you see how the thing keep going. And if I get to this point, why this laptop will be only 1 year and this one will come down like this. So I can always enlarge it until I get to this full size. Okay, so let's see how we can do this thing with just code. A blank file, okay, of hamburger menu. I have one image here with just 3 blank files. So let me show you the folder structure on my desktop, that you have an idea of what is going on. So this is the folder structure, okay. And if I come here, you just see I have just one image, just one image right here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. So this is gotten from on Splash, so it's free. So I'm going to drop it in the description below for you to get it. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to toggle this down, and I'm just going to generate a boilerplate. Now the next thing I'm going to do right now is just to change this. Okay, I'm going to write responsive hamburger menu. Alright, for the title. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click the link tag. This link, I'm going to link my style sheet .css. Alright, now, so what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to open this on my browser. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on live server. So I'm using Atom live server. Okay, so this is going to open it. Okay, here we go. So you see now we have just this blank document. So we have this blank document. So I'm going to come back here and just add our markup real quickly. So the first thing we're going to be adding is we're going to be adding a div of site wrapper. Okay, inside this div, so we're going to be having an header. Okay, inside this header, I'm going to be having a site logo. Okay, inside this with a nav tag, I'm going to call this div. Okay, so I'm going to put a class of logo. Inside this logo, I'm just going to write laptop. I think that's okay. So under here, I'm going to create another div tag. Okay, so this place I'm going to put a class of hamburger, of course. Burger. Now this is going to be our hamburger icon. So I'm going to put an ID, so I can use JavaScript to grab this. So we're going to put an ID of hamburger. Okay, now I'm going to type it. I'm going to use a decimal code here. So I'm going to use hashtag, put 9776, something like this. So if I save this, let's save this and see what we have. If I come back here, you see that I have this laptop and this hamburger icon. Now this hamburger icon is a result of this code here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come under this now. So I don't want our logo now. I'm going to create mobile nav. So this is going to be what I'm going to create here is for the mobile, so that in case we kind of resize the browser, so we can have our mobile view. So under this place, I'm going to put something like a class. I'm going to use a class of mobile nav. Okay, and I'm going to use an ID of an ID of mobile nav as well. Mobile nav. Okay, that's okay. So now under this place, I'm going to be putting menu items. Now this menu items, I'm going to be creating a div to wrap our menu items together. So I'm going to give the class of nav menu. Alright, under this piece I'm going to be using a UI. No, not UI, UL rather. And I'm going to be using a link 6, something like this. Okay, so I'm not going to times it like that. I'm going to drag this like this. So yeah, I'm going to put an hashtag. Right, something like home here. I'm going to put another hashtag. Right, going to be product. Yeah, I'm going to put another hashtag. I'm going to be using service. I'm going to put another hashtag. I'm going to be using blog. So yeah, I'm going to put another hashtag. I'm going to be using about. I'm going to put in another hashtag. Yeah, okay, that's hashtag, and I'm going to be putting contact. Yeah, contact. So that's it for the nav links. So now under this place, I'm going to be under our nav. I'm going to create something like a login nav button. Not so. Inside the login nav button, so I need a div. Okay, so the div of, I'm going to put a class of nav_btn. Okay, inside this nav_btn, I'm going to use an a tag. Okay, I'm going to use login. Okay, under this one, I'm going to create another a tag, and I'm going to use something like get started. So that's that's it for the nav link. So I'm going to scroll down like this. So I'm going to save this. That's what we have. I'm going to save this and come out here. So I have all this. So I'm going to come back to my text editor. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come outside of this my header, because we're done with that. I'm going to be creating for the headlines. Escape. Now let's see what we are working on. Let's come back here. If you look at this project, so we've done all this. So we want to add this one and this image right here. So that we can then style it. So I'll come back here. So I'm going to call this headline. Let us give it headline. I don't think of any better name to give it. Headline. So under headline, I'm going to create a section. Okay. So under this section, I'm going to create a class of main. Is it main? Yeah, main. So under main, I'm going to create a div of a div of class headline. Okay, so then I'm going to create an h1 of that is h1. I'm going to say get the latest gadgets from us. Okay, so now I'm applying a break tag so that this thing comes down. So under this, I'm going to create another div tag. So this one is going to be for the text. So I'm just going to say div. So here it's going to be class. This class, I'm going to put text. Okay, and I'm going to put a paragraph here. This paragraph, I'm going to say we offer the best the best price, their price. So here I'm going to put something like we offer home delivery. Am I even spelling that thing correctly? So the next thing I want to we offer guarantee. Can I spell guarantee? Guarantee, yeah, guarantee is correct. So then outside this, I think I need to add a button. So under this button, I'm going to put an ID of button. Is it okay? Let me just put get started. No, we don't need an ID because we don't want to do anything with this button. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I think I'm done with this. Now the next thing I need to do is just link my JavaScript. I'm going to say script. I'm going to say source. Oh no, not so. Source. I'm going to say app. We got it. We will give app.js if you remember. So I've saved this. Let's see all we have. Now this is exactly all we need. This is exactly what we need to make this tutorial fix properly. For the image, we're going to fix it with CSS. So next thing for me to do, I'm going to come right here to CSS. So what we're going to do now, we're going to first of all set. So I'm going to do so. We're going to first target this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to also create another one again. Say something like this. After, create another one again. I'll say before. Okay, so now I'm going to open this. I'll say margin. I'll say 0. I'll say padding. I'll say 0. Box sizing. Border box. So that's how I want it to be. Now, before let's see the effect of this. As you can see, this has removed all this line right there. Now, the next thing for me to do is I'm going to come here and just show you something. So we need this actually. Okay, I want to copy this because I want to target this header, alright? Because this is the site wrapper. Okay, this particular tag wraps around all our tag. I'm going to come here and just say site header. Okay, I'm just going to open this. So inside the site header, I'll say display flex. I'll say flex direction. I'll say row. Okay, I'll save this. Now let's see what we have. So this has been applied to row. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to target our logo. I'll say logo. Okay, so the logo, I'm just going to say nav. That's logo. I'm just going to open this. So I'll say font family. I'll say nonce. Yes, so okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so that works right there. So I'm going to come down again. I'll say color. Not so color. I'll say line. Yeah, we're going to be using line. I'll say font size. I'll say 2em. I'll say cursor. I'll say pointer. Now because I want it to point, I'll say margin left. I'll say 2em. Now since we've done this, let's see how this actually relates. As you can see, we have this right here. So this is our logo right here. Does that laptop. So I'm going to say nav dot not dot logo dot over. So I want to have an over effect to this. So I'm just going to say color. I'm going to say white. I save this and I come back here. See, if I touch this, it will just be white. Okay, so I'm going to come back here now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to target our hamburger. Alright, I'll say hamburger. So our hamburger, I'll say hamburger. Let me just see the small letter. hamburger, I will say display. Now let me show you what the hamburger is so I don't get confused. Now the hamburger is this. Now I want to get rid of it because if I come here and look at this design, you can see that there's no such thing as hamburger here. But if we resize it now, let's see that we resize it. Let's see, let me resize it properly. Let me resize it so that you see what I'm seeing. If I resize it like this, as you can see the hamburger here. So the hamburger will only show once you're on mobile. So that's what I want to do. Say display none. If I save it now, at least it should go. Let me come here. Okay, I think I have an error there. Let me check the spelling properly because I might have used the wrong spelling. Okay, hamburger. Now I have one here. Okay, let's see. Alright, disappear. Now let me come back to my CSS. So for the hamburger for now we have set it to hidden. So I'm going to say nav menu. Alright, so the nav menu that we need, I will say margin. Okay, nav menu, I will say nav. Okay, nav menu. So the nav menu, I will say margin. I will say 0.7 em. 0.044 em. Now, in case I wonder what is going on, this is for top, this is for right, bottom, and this is for left. I'm going to just save this like this. Let's see the effect of this. As you can see, what we have here. So the next I'm going to target is that I'm going to target our nav again. Nav menu. So I'm going to target the UL. Nav menu UL. So I'm going to say display flex. No, let me even show you if I even display flex. So these are nav menu. Okay, if I come back here and then come here and scroll down. Okay, let me scroll down. Yes, these are nav menu. This is the UL. So I want to display this as flex. Now the good thing is if you display as flex that they are going to be aligned to one another, just like we have here. Okay, all these things they are displayed to flex. So let's say that can be done. I'll say display flex. Okay, if I save it, then I should have all of them. You see, they now start to flex. So I'll say flex direction. I'll say row. List style. I'll say none. I don't want those dots to be there. You see, everything is out. Now that's for that. Now the next thing for us to do is like nav menu. So let's target the UL LI. So I'm going to say margin right. I'm going to say 3 em. Now the 3 em means that we want there to be space among all these things. Alright, if I save it, as you can see, that's the space right there. So the next I'm going to do now, I'm going to see target nav menu UL LIA. Now what we want to target is there is these links. Okay, so I can change this. You can change the styling. Now what I'm going to do, I'll see text decoration. Text decoration is to remove the lines. I'll say none. Okay, the next I'm going to say is font family. I'll say calibre. I'll say font size 1.3 em. Okay, the next one is going to be color. I'll say FFF. Okay, so now that's it. I should save it and let's see the output of this. Okay, now the problem I'm having is that I'm going to change this to line for now. So I will see what we have. I'm still going to change it back to white. So now the next I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a nav menu ULLIA. I'm going to put an over effect here. So I want it to have a color of you know what, a color of I'm going to have a color of line. Let me change it back to white so that we can just link our image once and for all. Let's change it back to white. Okay, now you might not see anything though, but if I override it, at least you'll be seeing them popping out. Let's add the nav, let's add the image. Okay, I think it should be, let's put it here. So what we are going to be doing here is I want to add our laptop images. So I'll say image. So now what I'm going to be doing here, I'll just say site wrapper. Okay. Header. Before. So I want to use this our pseudo element to grab that content. We're going to put these two things so that the thing actually shows. So I'm going to say background. Okay. So URL, put something like this. So the name of our picture can be found in the image folder with the name of one.jpg. JPEG. So let us see how this actually works. You see JPG. Okay, JPG, right? JPG. Now, if you don't get that name correctly, it won't show. Okay, don't worry. I'm still going to fix it. No height just yet. So I'll say width of 100 viewpoints, and I'm going to say height of 100 view height. Okay, so let's save it and see if this will show up. Okay, as you can see, let's do it so everything works very well. So I'm going to say position. I'm going to say absolute. I'm going to say top 0. I'm going to say Z index. I'm going to put it at 1 so the image goes down. I'm going to say background size now. Background size, yes. I'll say cover. Okay, I'll say background repeat. I'll say no repeat. I'll say background position. I'll say center. If I save it, I should have what I need. Good. So I have exactly what I need here. Now I think I put it into Z index of 1. Okay, let's see how we can do again. So if I come here, at least I should. I'm not seeing my images. Let's see what went wrong. Okay, let's put -1. -1 there. Let's see. Okay, so everything is now properly styled. Everything is properly styled. As you can see, everything is properly styled. So that's for the images. So the next I'm going to be working on, let's scroll down. I think we'll pass all this place. Now we'll stop at over effect. Now, so the next thing we're going to be working on is, if you look at this design, so it's like we've gotten everything rightly compared to this standard, just that it remains our button. Alright, so let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to say nav btn. Alright, okay, let me just leave it nav btn. I'll say nav.btn, and I'll just say, like, let me show you first that you see what's going on. Now, let me show you where nav btn is. Now nav btn is actually this one right here. So we want to apply flex to this so that the both of them stay side by side. So I will say display flex. Display flex. Display flex. I'm going to say flex direction of row. I'm going to say justify content flex end. I'll say margin. Is it margin top now? Yeah, margin top. I'll say 0.7 em. Okay, I'll say position. I'll say absolute. I'll say right. I want it. That's for the right hand side. I want it to be not preview. RIGHT. Also, I want it to be 20 pixels. So let's save it and see what we have. So you see, now this is our logo right here. Alright, so the next I'm going to be doing right now is to set it. So I'm going to say nav btn. So I'm going to target the A tag. Now what we just did is that, let me explain this properly. Now here's the container. Okay, this place is the container. So okay, so we just style this container. So I affect this one. Now I want to style individual of this one. Okay, so to do that, we have to grab this and then target this A within this place. So inside this place, I'm going to say margin right. I'm going to say 3em. So I'm going to say text decoration. I'm going to say none. So I will move those lines. I'm going to say font family. I'm going to say Calibri. I really like Calibri. So I'm going to say font size. I'm going to say 2em. I'm going to say color. I'm going to say line. Not this one. Color. I'm going to say line. I'm going to say transition. No, before I transition, let's see what's going on. This is kind of huge. This side is going to fix. Now let's make it 1.2. 1.2 and see how this will look like. Okay, that's better. So we'll just change it like that. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to add a transition here. Transition of background, because I want it to have a background of 1 second. But you'll not see it yet until I have just want to transition the background. Now the next I'm going to do now is I'm going to add an over effect to the nav btn. And I'm going to say I'm going to add an A tag of over. Okay, so this is going to take a color of white. Yeah, a color of white. If I save it and I come down here, so let me just look at what I have here. Yeah, if I touch this, you might not see it properly, but I'll be back and fix it again. Now the next I'm going to do is that I'm going to target the nav again, because we are still working on it. Nav btn. Okay, I'm going to say last of type. Now the last of type, actually, let me explain this properly. I come and see that I have two here. I have this and also have this. Now this is the last of type, this is the first of type. As long as there are two as long as there are two elements here. Okay, the first one is the first of type, last of type. So we want to target this last of type right now, because we want to style it differently from this previous one. So after getting my last of type, I'll say background color. I'll say line. I'll say color here. I'll say white. Okay, I'll say padding. I'll say 5 pixels, 12 pixels. I'll say border radius, I'll say 50 pixels. If I save this, okay, so let's see how this will work. Alright, so that's it. And next I'm going to do is that I'm going to target my nav. Let's see my nav like this. BTN over BTN last of type over. So I'll see background. I'll say white, color, line. Let's see how this will look like. You see the over has now been affected. And let me explain this into it so you get an idea. Now if you watch this one, you see that I had the transition to the main element, okay? Why the effect was not put in the background, okay? So just so you know, I'm just going to test the other one now. And the next thing we're going to be working on is our head section. So we're going to be working on our head section, headline section. So our headline section, I'm going to be saying main. If I work here, I want to check something properly. Okay, now this our top is not aligning the way it should align. So let's see how we can fix that. Let's come up here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this to top, right top like this. That's kind of top. We're going to change it to 0.7 em. Let's see how that Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. I normally have typographic when I'm working this. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, so now that we're done with that, let's go to our headline section. Okay, now one of the things you need to understand is that this is our headline section. Although there are some text here, if I do something like this, now you see them get started so and so and so, but you won't see them because they are black. So is the background image. So what we can do is that we are going to go ahead and just start immediately. So I'm going to be targeting this, of course. I'm going to be targeting this main. Now this main serves as a container or wrapper for all this our text. So anything I just do in this main is going to affect all this text right here. Okay, right. So I'm going to work on it right away. So I'm going to come right here, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to just say main. I'm going to say margin. Let's say 8 rem, 8 em, 0, 0, 10 rem, or 10 em if I want to do. So let's save it and see what we have. Okay, now you won't see what just happened, okay, but I'll explain better. Next I'm going to target is the headline h1 or HQ. So I'll say font family. Let me put the color first so that I'll see, so I have an idea what we are working on. The color should be CCC, like a slight gray. Let's save it and see. Okay, that's it. So the next thing for me to do is to put my font family. I'm using Lato. Lato is a very good font, but I'm not going to look into it because it's installed on my system already, so it looks good like this. Yeah, that's Lato right there. So I'm going to say font size, say 3 em. I'm going to say margin bottom. Is it margin bottom? Yeah, margin bottom. I'm going to say 8 pixels. So let's save and see what we have. Okay, see how big and gigantic this thing looks. So the next thing for me to do is to target my text. I'll say text.p. I want to target all the p now. I'll say font family. Font family should be Calibri. I think it's Calibri now. Yeah, Calibri. So I'll say font size. I'll say 1.2 em. I'll say line height. I'll say 1.2 em still. I'll say color should be white. FFF. Yeah, that's right. So let me come back here. That's our text. So the next I'm going to be doing is that is this time height correct? Yeah, it's correct. So I'm going to be targeting this button. Okay, we need to work on it. If you compare it to the one that we have here, see how gigantic this button looks, and also we have a transitional effect. So let's say that can be properly fixed. So I'm going to say button. Okay, and I'll say type. I'll use something like button. Okay, now I will say font family. I'll say Calibri. Okay, I'll say font size. I'll say 1.2 em. I'll say margin top. Say 15 pixels. I'll say background. I'll say line. I'll say border. None. So I'm going to say color. I'll say white. I'll say padding. I'll say 1 em, 1 em, 3 em. Now one thing about it, let me see if you have an idea what I'm doing now. Now 1 em say that from here to here is 1 em. From here to here is 3 em. Okay, so you have an idea of what's happening. So this is the background right here. The color is white. So the next thing for me to do is that I'm going to add border radius of 50 pixels. I'm going to add cursor. Let me show you the border radius so you don't get missed. See how the thing curve now. If I touch this thing, see, I think it's showing this mouse pointer. This I'm showing this arrow. I want it to be a pointer. So I'll come here. I'll say cursor. So cursor is what is possible for that. I'll say pointer. Oh no, pointer. So if I save it now, you see what I have. You see how the thing is changing. Now the next thing for me to do is that I'm going to add a transition to this, unlike the first one. I'll say background. Now the reason I'm putting background, I want only the background to transition, not all the elements. I'll say 1 second. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm just going to copy this. So I don't want to start typing this again. I'm going to copy it and just target it beneath here. Say something like this. I'm going to target the over effect. Over effect. I'll say color. I'm going to say line. I'll say background. I'll say something like this. I'll save it. If I come here, you see how the thing does go in smoothly. So that's for this. That's for that side. Now let's start. So far we are done with this. Now what we need to do is to apply meta query to this. So let me try and reduce it. Let's see what we are going to get. Now if I try to reduce this one, you see that I'm having all these buttons placed wrongly. Unlike this one, everything is just properly styled. So everything is just messed up, as you can see. If I say I should resize it like this, you see how this button is just floating around. It shouldn't be so. Okay, everything should be properly placed. Now to achieve this, we need media query to do that. So I'm just going to come right here. I'm just going to say media query. media query, can't even spell media query again. Media queries, let me just leave like that. So the next thing I'm going to put now, this should be E. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to say tablet. I'm going to say tablet. Now I'm going to target the table for a tablet device that once you scroll it to that point, everything will make sense. So I'm going to say want a media query of art media. Okay, only going to be only screen, and I'm going to target the box max width of 1200 pixels. Okay, so once it's 1200 pixels, we want to target the site header, the site wrapper rather. I'm going to target the header. Okay, I want it to have a display of flex. I want flex direction to be column. Now before let me reduce this, let me reduce my text editor so that you have an idea what is going on. Now if I scroll up here, okay, if I just come up here now, you see that here we have our this thing to be row, but this I want it to be column. Column meaning that we want it to come down. Yeah, something like this. Now to know the size, we have to do something like this. We have to bring out our something like this, our developer tools. If I do it like this, now pay attention to that place. We need to see something like 200 and something. Okay, this is it, 12. So when we want to get to this point, we want it to kind of when to change to column. Let me save it so I see. Now you see how everything is already changed to column now. It's not in two places. I have this one here, I have this one here, because I've converted to column. Let's compare it to the one we have before. As you can see. Okay, so let's finish it right here. So the next I'm going to do is that I'm going to target this header. Let's code it to nav. Okay, I'll put this to display flex again. Display flex. Okay, I'll say justify content. I'll say center. Okay, I'll say border button. Border button should be 2 pixels. I want to add border button 2 pixels solid line. Okay, let's see how it's going to happen. So we'll apply that line there. I'll say padding. I'll say 10 px. So top and bottom 10 px only. Okay, so that's it. Now if you come here, I'll say I'm going to target. Now I'm going to target the smaller device. Okay, let's see how this looks like. You can see how this one looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to target the smaller device. I'll say tablet. Yes, smaller. So now I'll say media query. And only screen and max width. Okay, so now I'm going to say 1050. No, not here, sorry. I'm going to say 1050. 150 pixels. Okay, now once it's 150 pixels, I want to copy this. I'm just going to copy this. Now, what is going on is that we have finished the first one. We're saying that once you get to this place, want something new to happen. Once you get to this place, it's 150. Remember, this one is two something. Okay, 150. So 1 is 150. We want this thing to remain, and I want also header nav. Okay, what header nav to be display flex unjustified content to be flex start on border bottom to be 2 pixels solid line. Alright, on padding to be 10 pixels. Alright, so now, so once the let me save it. So once the end. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do for the nav bar. So I'm going to say nav button. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to say nav btn, the top of 100, 10 pixels. Let's see what we have. And yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to, I think this should come down a little bit. 20, let's see. Let's be better. So the next thing for me to do is I'm going to come down and then check for my phone. Let's see what we need to do. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to come right here and just copy this. I'm going to target for the phone now. So this is going to be, I'm just going to do something like this. Change this to 700. This is going to be 700 pixels. Now we're going to be doing this for the phone, of course, but Maxus, I'll just do it like this. So if I put it here, see how everything is just disorganized. So I'm going to be targeting, I will do something like site wrapper. Okay, so I'll call this header. That header I will add a display flex. I'll say flex direction. I'll say column. I'm going to say margin top 1 EM. So let's save this as what we have. So okay, so next thing to do is that I'm going to target the header. Under this header, I'll target the nav bar. I'll open this, I'll say display flex. I'll say justify content. I'll say none. So we want to turn off all these things that I put on before. Even the green line, I'll say border radius. No, border bottom. I'll say none. With that green line, so I'm going to say padding none. Okay, so Now I'm going to say nav logo. Nav logo, I will say margin left. Margin left should be 2 EM. Okay, and the color should be lime. Okay, so now on that margin 2 EM, I will do something like nav logo over state color. No. Okay, something like that. Now if I over this, I should get white. So that's it. So I'll come down a little bit. This one I'm having is that I'm going to take the nav menu. Take the nav menu now. So that means I'm going to say margin. So I'll say 0.7 EM, 0.04 EM. Okay. Now I'll say position relative. Okay, so now the next one I'm going to target is nav menu UL. I'll say display flex direction should be colon. Right, so everything is aligned properly here. So I'll say align item. I'll say center. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to target the nav menu UL. Is it UL now? Yeah, UL LI display flex direction row justify content center border radius 1 pixels. So I'm going to say 1D solid. Is it border radius? No border radius, is border bottom. As you can see, all the line has appeared. But we won't see it for now, so I will actually fix that later. So I'll say width of 100 pixels. I think now it will show. Okay, now I'll say line height. I'll say 2.5 EM. I'll say position relative Z index put 3. Alright, so everything has not been properly arranged. So the next thing we're going to do is that we are going to actually come here. So next thing so I finished arranging this. The next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to target my nav menu UL. So what I'm still working on is this one. So you know, UL. I'm going to LI. Okay, so I'm going to say over. So I'm going to say color. increase to white. If I overwrite it now, see. Oh, this is supposed to be like this. What's to the line? Sorry, what's to the line? Background color. Okay, something like this. Yeah, so that's for the background color. Now if I touch here, you see that I'm having this thing. I cannot see the links item, so I'm going to change the color of that. I'll say nav menu ULLIA over should be color should be, see, color should be, yeah, color should be FFF. Okay, that's nice. Now the next thing I'm going to be working on is mobile nav. I'll say padding of padding top for EM, background color 000. Okay, so I'll say width of 100 VW. So I want it to cut across everything. I'll say height of 100 viewpoints height. Okay, so I'll say top, I'll say 0, so that everything lives there. So next thing we're going to see position absolute. No, I think position should be fixed, not absolute. It's fixed. Okay, so let me see what position is fixed. How's the Z index? How's the index? Should be 1. Alright, so now the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to add something like a toggle in mobile. That's toggle. I'm going to say display none. Now the beautiful thing about it is that we are going to use JavaScript to toggle this class so that we can use to work on this nav bar right here. Alright, so that's it. So the next thing I'm going to do is that nav btn display block. Okay, so I will say flex direction. I'll say justify content, center, margin 0.5 EM, position relative YGST, height 200 pixels. Okay, let me see what I have. Okay, so that's it. I'll see transform X we transform, we translate x 50 pixels, 50 pixels. Okay, so let's see what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'll say nav. So by putting it down, okay, so that it will be, so I'm going to say nav vtn dot a, I'll say display block, I'll say text, and line, I'll say center, line height 2.5 em. So we are going to say position relative. So I'm going to say z index to be 3. So there is always outside. So I'm going to say transition. It translates. It's transform. Transform. Say translate x. You see translate? Yeah, translate. Translate x. Translate x 0. Okay, that's okay. So basically, that's actually for this nav VTN. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to do the nav btn a list last, is it list? Okay, last of type, it's last of type, last of type. Okay, so last of type should be background, color should be line, so we should say color of white. We should say padding of 2 pixels, 8 pixels, border 2 pixels, margin left 2 em. Okay, so let me see. Now basically I'm not done with this. Actually there are some things I need to do. So currently we are designing for the phone. So I'm going to say hamburger now. Hamburger. So now for hamburger I'm targeting display inline, display inline block. Okay, I'll say color, I'll say line. We won't say hamburger, don't worry, I'll bring it to the front now that you see it. Font size is 2 em. Or 2, make sure I want to put it. I'll say font weight. Font weight should be bold. Cursor should be I think pointer, of course. So right our top should be 16 pixels, and I'm going to say right, alright, GST, not preview. I normally have problem with this preview of the thing. Right should be 2 em, so that it can actually remove from this part of the browser, of the browser. I'll say border 5 pixels. Transition, I'll say color. This direction the color, so 1 seconds linear. Just linear, nothing too fancy. And I'll say z index, I'll say 4. Wow, now this is it. This is it. I think this right, is it not too close? I should put it on point. That's 1.2. Cancel this. Or just one entirely. Let's see. Okay, let's leave it like this for now. So all this style you're seeing here are something that we used to design this thing. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to target this main one. Main, I will say margin 5 em 0 0 5 em. Good. Now there's something we need to do. If I'm scrolling like this, I don't want this to be like that. I want it to be kind of to expand it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Because if I come to this one, you see how this one looks like. Okay, so we're almost getting the same thing, but just that we cannot over like this. So let us fix that. So I'm going to look for a way to fix it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just scroll up here like this. So there's a way we should fix it. I think it's this side. It should be VW, not pixels. Okay, so something like this. Now you can see. You can see how everything does look nice. So I click everything over like this. Then we have our hamburger button here. Now there's something we need to do when we come to our JavaScript. So this is our JavaScript right now. So I'll select hamburger. Post the document dot get element by ID. Okay, what I'm going to put here is just I'm going to say hamburger. So after that I'm going to say let mobile nav, is it mobile? Yeah, mobile nav equals to document dot get element by ID. This is gonna be mobile nav. Okay, so now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say hamburger dot add EventListener. EventListener. Okay, so I'm going to be listening for a click. Okay, so I'm going to say toggle me. I'm going to call a function of toggle me. Is it toggle me now? No. Toggle burger. Yeah, toggle burger. I'm going to apply something like false to this. Not false, like false. Yeah. So I'm going to call create the function. I'm going to say toggle burger. Alright, I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say mobile nav dot class list So the class is going to be toggle dot toggle. Okay, now if I save this, let's see if this is going to work. Okay, we have an error here. So let me expand this. Let me see what I'm missing. So I declare this hamburger menu here. I grab my hamburger here. So I declare this. I grab this one here. Add this thing to this, and I say once I click. Okay, so let me consider log this. Console.log hamburger. Let's see if the hamburger is actually called. Okay, let's say something. Okay, let's say burger is false. Let's check one of the mobile nav. Maybe we are not getting the spelling very well. Now the ID is hamburger, you see? And here's where the challenge comes from. It should be small letter. see? Now it's working perfectly. Let's cancel it. If I click here, now you see everything does. If I click here, everything does settles properly. But now I'm having challenge. I don't want this laptop to be here. I want it to be like this side. This one should be this side. So let's fix that. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to add margin left of 5 EM. Okay, that's better. So if I click on it, I can as well turn it to like 8. Let's see if we have a better gap. It's too far. 7 might be okay. Alright, so that's it. So guys, this is basically it. So I can just do like this. Search everything I'm doing. I can always move like this, and I can as well reduce it like this. See how the thing is going. And so waiting to this, the thing transform. So guys, if you like this tutorial, feel free to like, share and subscribe. This is where I'll stop for now. See you.